Bang, 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 ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome to another Hood Politics Artist Spotlight. We're here with the ledge, one of the ledges of all ledges right now, Vanilla Ace. Let's go. Welcome, man.
Go, baby.
Let's go. It is such a pleasure to have you on here, man. We never met before, but I'm Matt Sherman, and I'm a host of the Sherman the Booth podcast based in Chicago. You already know who this guy is right here, motherfucking DJ Susan. Head of Hood Politics label, man. We wanted to come together and get releasing on Hood Politics. A chance to tell their story, a chance to describe their track, give everything they can about it. And I got to tell you, man, when Steven sent me the list for upcoming releases and I saw you on here, I was like, I mean, everybody's great. But, dude, it's been in the game for so long.
It's been a minute.
Incredible. Has been a minute. But it's been inspiring to see you because I've been following you for probably way longer than you think. I discovered you you remixed a song called Chicago on Tool Room Ibiza 2014. That's when I first saw Vanilla Ace. You got a great name. I don't have to fucking tell you that. And I saw him like Vanilla Ace. That's a great name. Discovered you then. I've been a fan ever since. So cheers to you, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for making time.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
I'm in the decade club as well.
Oh yeah. No, time flies, literally. It really does. Like, yeah.
Incredible. How long have you actually been a DJ or in like the dance music scene?
Dance. So I've been DJing since I would say late mid 90s when I was like a teenager. Typical. My older brother made me buy turntables for Christmas. I think it was like 1994. So I started just collecting records and
vinyl.
Collecting vinyl records. But obviously in those days, pre-internet, if you you didn't. It wasn't the digital age. It wasn't easy to just go and download something. You didn't have YouTube, Apple Music, or Spotify, all this stuff.
Right. So
you had to listen to the radio every day, and so I started slowly building up a record collection. And obviously in those days, I liked house music, but I didn't really know what house music was. In the UK, all the house classics that are deemed classics now, they were played on the radio daily. Yeah. So, for us, it was just like dance music. So like, all the Crystal Waters and all the, Gypsy Women's and the, Theme from S Express and like, Technotronic, that was like daytime radio for us. So I knew what house music was, but I didn't know what house music was.
Right.
And then I then fast forward a little bit. I did have a label at the beginning of when Beatport first came to life, and I used to work for a record label after college, and I knew that music was going digital, and I thought, I could have a I could have a digital label. So I had a label called Nod Factor for a while. But I didn't take it seriously. I had no idea how to market it or anything. I just was, it was very
having fun.
I was just having fun, but also just, it was a bit pointless as well. Yeah. And then, but I was so busy DJing in those days as well. I was DJing like seven nights a week, and
what kind of DJ were you at that point? Open format, like
I'd say if you want to. Open format isn't a very, I would say it's a very American term.
Yeah.
Where in England we just call it, you're just you're just eclectic. You play a bit of everything. So
I like that better than open format, the eclectic.
Yeah. So in the UK, so I started DJing full time. I left a job in a record company, started DJing full time. And I was DJing 7 nights a week for like
that's
maybe
wild.
About 10 years.
Nights a week.
7 nights a week for about 10 years or more.
In London?
All over. The job took me everywhere.
Damn.
So
how would be the man 101, baby? Put in that
hustler, fellow hustler.
Yeah, man. So I did all the clubs in the West End. Like that's the main area. That's like your Times Square of London. I did, and then there's another area called like Chelsea. It was like kind of like a very rich neighborhood, and there was a few clubs around there. So I was DJ'd like nonstop for like 10, 13 years, 7 nights a week. And then I'm sure your other question is how did Vanilla Ace came about, but we can get into that later. But
if you can interview yourself, that'd be great. I can just
no. I'm going to stop. I do this all the time in interviews. I just go on this like. Non-stop talking about myself, so I'm just going to stop and let you ask the questions.
Oh, that's why we're here, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you stopped at a great point there. Like, so you were DJing before you were producing, right?
Yeah.
When did you actually like say, okay, I want to be a DJ? I mean, you did it for 10 years, right? But you were pretty young.
Oh, no, I still do it now. I've never stopped DJing.
Never stopped.
Even if Wild Card stopped tomorrow and Vanilla Ray stopped tomorrow, I'd still be a DJ.
I love that. It's your core passion.
Yeah, it's my passion. It's what I did first, and it's where a lot of the ideas for the music comes from, all the samples and all that stuff. So I'm a music fan first before I am a producer.
Fan first, man. I would get that tattooed on me, honestly, because you gotta be a fan first. You gotta know. Yeah. You got to know what the people want, and you have to be a fan first, because if you're not, then you're just going to do something for everybody who doesn't even care. So you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, I think being a professional DJ, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go into it, but if you look at some of the things I've done under my real name, like weddings and stuff, it's kind of like, that's a whole other interview. You know what I'm saying? That's like,
yo, cheers to the wedding DJs.
But the thing is, people can shit on wedding DJs all they want. But for me, that was, before this pandemic, that was my bread and butter. That's where I was making my big money, was coming from weddings.
Yeah.
Dude, weddings
I used to joke to my friends and said, yeah, you can call me the Tiesto wedding DJs. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I'm going to hit you up for mine one day, bro.
No. Because like,
you'd come in with all your own stuff. Like, you were like all in one package, like book me for your wedding. So it's like a real business for you. It's not just like you can book me.
No, so basically I remember I had to cancel. I remember I was in America on tour. I got a phone call from one wedding planner, and he was like, Sam, you can you DJ George Clooney's wedding? And I was like, what? I was like, of course. But I had to cancel a whole weekend of gigs, of Vanilla Race gigs in Brazil, which obviously they weren't happy about.
This is
I had to be clever about it. I had to be like, what's going to last longer on the CV? George Clooney's wedding, or that I DJ some underground club in Sao Paulo? It sounds bad, but from doing George Clooney's wedding, like I did Idris Elba's wedding, I did Jessica Chastain's wedding. I've done Bastian Schweinsteiger, just as his legal man.
What the fuck, dude?
I did Freddie Ljungberg's wedding. Wedding.
What? No wonder you made a lot of money off this shit. These are like the most famous people in the world.
Elton John's 60th birthday. I've done loads of stuff.
God damn!
Give us your best story from.
Yeah.
The funniest one I'd say is oh god, a funny one. I think it was George Clooney getting pissed off that I didn't have the original 13-minute version of Rapper's Delight.
Are you kidding?
Why do you get the man that has it all? I just want the 13-minute extent.
No. So it was 2 or 3 days. It was like this is 2014 in Venice. It was the last night. He's absolutely smashed off his brains. Obviously, it's his wedding. He's allowed to be drunk.
Right.
And he asked me again, like on the previous night, I'd played Rapper's Delight. He was fine. So this is the last day of the wedding, the last night, and he wanted me to play the 13-minute version because he was a bit drunk and he wanted to rap the whole thing on stage.
Oh, geez.
With the band, and I didn't have it, and I was like, I've already got this edit because no one usually wants to hear a fucking 13-minute version of it.
No.
So to make him, to be fair, he was drunk. He probably didn't remember about it the next day. And I know he was cool about it because 2 years later, I DJ'd a Christmas party for him at his house in London. So it's all good. But
that's probably one of the coolest stories I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, he was cool. He was cool. But it's like even like at Idris Elba's wedding, like D Nice is like huge on Instagram now.
Yeah,
He's like
of course.
The fucking number one DJ on social media.
Right.
And the funny thing about that is, so me and D Nice did Idris Elba's wedding together, and obviously I know D Nice because we used to be on Scam Artist together. So I was the first European DJ on Scam Artist, which is like a big open format agency in America.
Yeah, very familiar.
If you Google them, they got like Little John, they've got like Samantha Ronson, they've got like fucking everyone.
Right.
So I knew D Nice from back then. We ended up doing this Idris Elba wedding together, and then it was the second last night of the wedding. I think I thought I was done, finished, like I'm just chilling. And then I hear on the mic is Sam, come to the DJ booth. And I'm like, that sounds like Idris. And I'm like, what's going on? And obviously the party's kicking off. It's all going, it's this open air, beautiful outside in Morocco.
Yeah.
So I go to the booth and I'm like, yo, what's up? And he said, yo, D Nice doesn't have all the UK stuff like Skepta and Wiley and all this stuff.
Right.
So I was like, all right, cool. So he said, yeah, but we're all going to go back to back. So it's going to be me and you against D Nice and my wife. So I was like, yeah, safe, cool. I mean, when I think about it now, it's super surreal. It's like, you know, especially because it's like, you know, I've got Idris standing behind me and I'm like turning my head saying, yo, should I play this Joe Budden track? He's like, yeah, play that one. And then he's whispering in my ear saying, yo, play. No, we're just playing like, it was like, we were playing like all the classic 90s hip hop and like, you know, 2000 stuff. And then obviously like D Nice is on the other deck with so I think her name's Sabrina. And it was it was fucking epic. It was great. It's great stuff.
That is some Last Supper shit right there. All huge house DJs, pioneers dropping 90s hip hop back to back. Idris Elbas.
Well, Idris Elba, yeah, he used to be a pirate radio DJ himself. So
he's got a great story.
He's got his music tastes he's very similar to me, which I love because he likes everything from, you know, like, you know, 90s R&B and hip hop, reggae to house music. Like me and him got very similar tastes in that it's like you're not pigeonholed by just like, yeah, just because I make house music, I'm not allowed to play anything else. Right. Which I hate. I hate that. It's like, if you like something, you like it. It's like what I do on Twitch. It's like, I treat it like a radio station. Like, so one day is like my Sammy Do show. One day is the wild card. Monday, I might do a hip hop thing. I might even do a slow jam show one day. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. It's like what I love. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. It's fine. Just turn off. Yeah. It's all good.
Fuck the snobs, man. All music is the fucking
best. I mean, it's you know what I mean? I've seen DJs I know who are like massive hip hop DJs, but they do shows where they're playing like the cheesiest 80s wedding music and like Coldplay and like whatever. Mm-hmm. And nothing against Coldplay, but you know, some people might think, oh, Coldplay is cheesy. I mean, but you know, it's you like what you like. You like, you know, that's why I take my hat off to guys like Diplo and all these guys, because they don't really give a fuck. And you know, like, oh, I'm gonna go make reggaeton. I'm gonna go make this. I'm gonna do this with Mark Ronson. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. It's like they just do what they want to do.
You know? Yeah, I love that. You never want to put yourself in a box. That's what the whole enjoyment of music is: experimenting with new things and fucking around.
Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now, and you can ask some more questions.
No. That's sick. I feel like that aspect plays such a big part in like our process of producers. Is you got to take from everything.
Yeah, you got to be unapologetically yourself. Unapologetically yourself. Like
be unapologetically you. Just have fun and just go hard.
I mean, if people don't like it, if they got a problem with it and they're snobbish about whatever, then you know, that's I don't know. I can't help you.
Yeah, they're not the real ones if they can't go from some fucking 128 banging tech house to some 80s Sean T, maybe a little 50.
Are you tempo, Susie? There we go.
Always. I've always wanted to do a show, or I use big shows now. I mean, back in the day, I'd always play like a house or whatever, and I'd spin it back, echo it out, and just drop like fucking Usher or some.
Oh yeah,
why not?
Everybody just dance, ride with me, just go hard.
That works.
Yeah, I mean, but that's funny because obviously from DJing in London for so long, and then suddenly seeing like, you know, the whole. I mean, I won't give credit to the Black Eyed Peas and Get Her for it, but obviously there was that era, that moment in time when, you know, Black Eyed Peas and LMFAO and stuff. Yeah. They kind of crossed that whole sound over to the mainstream, and everyone was like, "Ooh, what's this dance music?" Like,
been here,
you know. It was nothing new to us Europeans,
right?
Especially the club DJs, because we've been playing, you know, hip hop along with progressive house, electro house, or whatever else for years and years and years. Mm-hmm. So this whole like open format thing, it was like whatever. So I remember like on my first Scam tour, I played at Live in 2010. Just like Live had just opened just before the EDM boom
in Miami.
In Miami, yeah. So I played Live 2010. I had like Ross One in there, all these big Miami DJs. Mm-hmm. And I was playing like Junior Mafia Players Anthem. I was playing hip hop, and then I transitioned to house, transitioned back into hip hop, transitioned back into house. Mm-hmm. And basically, this is if you want to call it, I'm not going to say I was fucking pioneer of that shit, but it was like it was nothing. It's not new to European DJs to do what I did that night. But then afterwards, yeah. So like, you know, even when like DJ AM and all these guys jumped on the whole Daft Punk. I wrote this on a tweet recently. Like, people said like, "Oh, when do you think Daft Punk got big?" And like blah blah blah. And I'm like, Daft Punk were always big in Europe from day dot.
Yeah.
But in America, I feel it was only because Aoki and AM and all those guys, when that whole like kind of blog house vibe was going off, and Daft Punk had done that big American tour.
Yep. It
kind of really helped shine a light on that electronic scene, you know, in America.
That is such a great topic, because that is kind of like a hidden thing that Steve Aoki will talk about when they used to throw warehouse parties in LA with all these famous celebrities. And that's where Steve Aoki got his start as a DJ, like you're talking about here. He wasn't playing big room Steve Aoki. Him and DJ AM were creating a culture that was already existing in Europe that was brought to LA and then spread throughout the United States.
Yeah. So like, even like me and AM used to speak. I wouldn't say you spoke loads, but you know, we had conversations on MySpace about him coming to London.
Hell yeah.
But obviously the money was like crazy. So I was like, I said, dude, as much as I love you and I know the hype in you on America is huge, at the time, I just didn't see any club paying him like, you know, $10,000 to come over. Sure. I was like, dude, like, I'd love it. But you know,
what year was this?
This is, I'd say 2005, 6. I don't know, maybe later. I'm not sure.
Different.
When did he pass away? 2009.
AM.
When did he pass away? 2009. I think it was
more recent than that.
No, I think it was 2010 or 9, because I remember he passed away I was in New York. He was supposed to come to Gold Bar and hang out with me and Jesse Marco.
Oh, geez.
After I got back to London, and then I got the news that he passed.
Jesus.
I can't remember when it was. I'd have to Google it. But I remember him, that like basically it was in the MySpace days, and like this is like
the golden age.
No, because even before I had Vanilla Ace and all that stuff, I'd released there was a label run by Stretch Armstrong and this other guy called Dom.
Yeah.
And I was making I was trying to, you know, do that kind of hip house, electro house thing, and I was doing it with this rapper called Athletic. And if you go on Spotify, you'll find the tracks. If you type in Sam Young, just go and search the Sam Young tracks on there. There's a tune called Peep This. And there's another track called, I can't remember the name of my tunes. But yeah, but there's basically, it's all like hip house, electronic stuff. And when I think about it now, I'm like, man, Stretch Armstrong's a legend.
He is.
But I didn't really appreciate what a legend he was back then. It's only now that I really appreciate, like, oh my God, like this guy, like discovered all these rappers, all this stuff on his show back in the day in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am hanging out. I know I even met up with these guys in New York and stuff. And for me, it's like, it's only, I don't know, back then I didn't really appreciate who they were. Yeah. Or I didn't really take into account their history. And then I was just like, you know, I was just happy to release on their label.
What a journey you've had.
Like, oh yeah, it's been pretty mad. Yeah. I like to keep it moving, as they say.
I can't even imagine the stories you have, bro. The history is so legendary. It's epic.
Yeah.
It's been good. It's been good.
You were kind of at the peak of all of this even before I even knew what fucking DJing was.
Yeah.
My introduction was in 2009.
I'm only 41. I'm not that old. I'm only 41.
Yeah, I know. You're a young hustler, bro. You're a go hard. That's
how old's Idris? I mean, yeah, look at him, right? Like
Idris, he's played about 8, 9. I don't know. I'd say he's late 40s. I would say maybe about 10 years older than me. Maybe.
In my eyes, you're proving what this is all about. It's like we said, being unapologetically yourself, and doing it for the longevity. Like really, when it comes down to it, if you chase trends, you chase fads, you chase certain styles of music that are working and not working, that's going to end badly for you. It might go like this quickly, but you may not enjoy that. And you might have realized you made a mistake. And I mean, everything I've read about you and researched about you and talking to you right now, you are literally just yourself. You're Vanilla Ace. And that's it. That's all. It's that simple, right?
It's funny. It's funny that what you said earlier, but you said, you like the name. Like I've had so many battles with myself about that name, like for so long. Like, you know, because you get the odd asshole who's like, oh, like, was it Vanilla Ice and blah 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 and all this shit. And for a while it did like drag, you know, it was a bit of a like I wouldn't say I had a chip on my shoulder about it, but I was like, I didn't like that. There was a minute I really didn't like the name. I really regretted it.
Yeah.
And then I remember reading an interview with another old like buddy of mine, DJ Snake. So Snake, you know, I knew him before he blew up, and then I read an interview of him, and he was like, you know, if he could have changed his name, he wouldn't be called DJ Snake. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's the same with Vanilla Race. It's kind of like I started it for fun. I made music I liked. I had no idea what was going to happen. Yeah. It blew up. And that was that. And I was like, well, you're stuck with it now. So that's it. It's like, you might as well.
Bro, I'm DJ. My DJ name is DJ Susan, bro.
I thought you were a woman for a while. I had no idea.
Does.
Seriously. And then I realized it was a guy. And I said, no, right. I get it. Okay. Now,
yes.
I mean, obviously, with Vanilla Race's name, I get it. I
get it. Yeah, I thought you were a popsicle, bro. This is bizarre.
Yeah,
that's.
No,
dude,
I get it. I completely get it.
I love that you just said that. I did the same thing. I was like, what's just? I love Vanilla Ace too because it's unique. It's sticky. It sticks. It's like you only got to say it once. And I was like, I've been at those crossroads too with DJ Susan, especially when I first really started like getting into making music and shit. It was just, oh, I want to see this on a lineup once because it'd be so fucking funny. I love the DJ name.
Yeah, no, it's great. No, it's a good one.
And then I was like, shit, I'm really fucking out here. And I tried to change it to just Susan. And then someone one day was like, I was like, yeah, I'm Susan. And someone was like, DJ Susan. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? It's DJ Susan. So I had
DJ Susan's good, man. Keep that.
Keep it. You know, a reminder to always have fun, never take it too seriously. And it's just
that was the whole point of my name. That seriously, don't even. So I mean, the reason why I named it Vanilla Ace is because. So the Sam Young thing obviously I had my label Nod Factor. I'd been releasing stuff at Sam Young, you know, on Plant Music. I'd done like a bunch of, you know, I did the whole progressive wannabe Calvin Harris Getter sound, and it just wasn't happening.
Right.
And then I heard this new sound creeping in, like this like cooler, like lower tempo. Some of the tracks were sampling like obvious stuff. And I was like, this is good, but I could probably do the same, but with better ideas. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, I need a name. And I grew up loving like Fatboy Slim. And then obviously, you know, just have like the silly names of dance music. I thought I need something that's going to stick out. Mm-hmm. And then one day I was on Facebook and a friend, I can't remember what the topic was about, but he wrote Vanilla Ace. And I was like, I like that. And I just wrote it down on my phone, my little memos. And I thought, okay, then that's it. So the first Vanilla Ace release was actually on my label, Nod Factor. And Felix the Housecat, it was a track with Baby Bush and Felix the Housecat remixed. Yes.
It. I went deep on Beatport today. You just stole one of my questions.
2011.
Detroit Legend.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So when did you actually start producing music? Was it around 2011 then? Was it before?
It was a bit earlier than that. So before I did the house thing, obviously loving hip hop and R&B and other stuff, I'd been in the studio just like with friends of mine, just trying to make. I had all these sample ideas. So I was making like hip hop beats. Yeah, and that's how the collaborations with some of those rappers came about. Like so, basically, I was DJing this club called Raffles in Kings Road in Chelsea. It's like very rich snobby area. Yeah. And one of the girls who works there, she said, "Oh, my boyfriend's a rapper and his name's Athletic." And then I was like, "Oh, great." And then I had this sample idea, and then it was just like a jazz funk record, and then it ended up being this track called "Peep This," which you can find on Spotify, which actually still sounds all right. And so Nod Factor. I pressed up, you know, obviously. So I did the whole vinyl thing. I pressed up like, you know, the vinyl. I've got a distributor. And so there was 2 releases. It was like Nod Factor, and then the other vinyl was 4 mashups. There were 4. So this is when mashups were big. Right. Yeah, and obviously, you know, mashups are still huge. They're still massive. Everywhere you go, everyone's playing edits or mashup. Whatever you want to fucking call it, it's the same thing.
Of course.
And so I had 2 releases. The first 2 Nod Factor releases were like vinyl things and vinyl releases. So and it's fun. I remember being in LA once with my brother, like I think it was early 2000s or something. We were in Amoeba, and I found one of my records. I was like, "Oh shit! It made it to LA! Amazing!" Which is great. Yeah,
incredible. So when did you start moving into the house realm then too? I mean, you just mentioned one of your first releases with Felix the Housecat. So Nod Factor. I think I started Nod Factor in like 2008, and then
I was just putting up like your track on my own, other guys that I was finding via like social media, like Facebook and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I go and listen to the releases now, I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to get all the Nod Factor releases taken down because they're pretty dire. In my opinion, I mean, I probably might leave the Vanilla Ace ones up, but
yeah,
a lot of them is just really generic. No disrespect to the artists that I released, but a lot of it is just, it hasn't stood well. That the test of time, it doesn't sound good, you know. Right. And then, and obviously, it was during that whole, I don't know, electronic music boom that was happening, and then I was just, you know, just really was trying to be like, you know, Axwell or Calvin Harris, you know. It didn't really happen.
That's like what we were talking about. You were chasing like a trend.
I was chasing a trend, and then then I think it was like obviously 2011. I started hearing this new disco deep house sound I really liked. And then obviously I just kept on making tunes, and I was like, this is a Vanilla Ace track. Oh, that's Vanilla. And then you know, through my contacts at Tour Room and these other labels, you know, they were kind enough to release some of my early stuff, and it kind of snowballed from there.
It's unbelievable. I mean, fast forward to right now, you've released on some of the biggest labels in the world. I mean, your own is growing so much. We'll talk about that in a second. But I mean, You're talking Club Sweat, Ministry of Sound, Tool Room, Glasgow, Psycho Disco, Swara. By the way, that Swara EP, that's rated, by the way. Found that today. Spinning Deep, Solo Toko. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. It's incredible. Yeah.
The only one, it's funny because there's always people. Some people say to me, "Oh, why are you not ever released on Defected?" And I'll tell you why. It's because Defected have always said no.
Really?
Every single time. Back in the day, like I'd send them original stuff, or like
idiots,
whatever, and they'd just be like, bah, no, bah, no, bah, no. The amount of times I sent, I don't know, he's not at Defected anymore, Andy Daniels. The amount of times I sent him a demo, and I say this to artists because when people send me demos, I've had a few artists like start crying to me like, "Oh, why you not? This is my second time I sent you something, you're saying no," and I'm like, dude, I sent 20, 30 demos to Defected. They got knocked back every fucking time.
Yeah.
Grow some balls.
Yeah. There you go.
Take it on the chin. That's it.
The shit for the week.
It is what it is. Someone else got, and those 20, 30 tracks ended up in a better home or signed to another label. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
It is what it is. You know, you don't cry about it. Just fucking get on with it. Like whatever.
It's a great point.
Well, we're so fucking happy to take care of you on Hood Poly, bro. We're gonna give you nothing but love and such fucking good vibes, bro.
That's good. It's good. I love the artwork as well. It's really nice.
Yeah.
We have a team of artists that
really nice.
A worldwide team of like C4D artists who just fucking knock out of the park every time.
I could tell you guys put some thought into it. I was like, that's like, you know.
This is just pure passion at work. The label. Me and Nutty run the label. I run most of it because he has a full-time job, but this isn't for me or us or to blow up and be like this big label. This is for everybody. This is for the culture. This is to put new music out that people need to hear and connect with artists and make. We're happy people making people happy and spreading our love for music and our energy and making the world a better place. Because this industry, this circle of producers is small as fuck, and word and reputation travels so fast. So we're just trying to be like the cool older brothers or whatever.
Definitely.
Like, we got you. And I've released on big labels where it's like, oh, like I can't even get an answer. I can't even get things like, you know, that I need. And then I'm like, oh, hello, is anyone there? But like,
where's the relationship?
We're all about building relationships, which is why this is so special to be on.
No, of course.
Now, with fucking legend himself.
Family affair, dude. That's what this is all about. That's why politics is special.
I respect what you got going on so much with Wildcard because I see that too. And now after, you know, talking with you, I know that that's where your head's at with all this. So props to you, bro. That's really, really sick to see. It makes me so.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I try and do the compilations and stuff like you know, I don't care if the guy's got like 10 followers or like 10,000 followers or you know, if the song is good, it's if I like it and I play it, I'm like, I'll release it. Might not always be as a solo thing. I mean, sometimes all the compilations have done well because it's like a team effort. So I give everyone tips. I'm like, look, everyone comment on each other's posts, everyone like support each other. And, you know, tell all your friends to fucking stream it, buy it, whatever the fuck, you know, and then, you know, they all end up in the top 20, top 15, whatever. I think some have gone top 10 even. There's like,
Yeah.
So sick to see.
Yeah.
So if it gives them a little leg up, and a lot of them have, have gone on to do great things. Like, good example is like Chapter and Verse. Like, I released a track of his last year, and he was already bubbling anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But like, then I released like the one that came out this year, Cancel It. We've been sitting on that for like 6 months because we don't want to release them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously because he's so good, like interacting with his fans, and like, he's a good role. I'd say to any upcoming artist, like, go and just copy what that guy does. He knows what he's doing.
Shout out to Barry. We love you, baby.
Yeah. So
awesome.
but then at the same time, so no, it's good though, because you'll get I'll get demos from some established names, and then like some people will be friends of mine, but you always got to be honest though. Like, if it's not right, it's not right. It's like, and a lot of times I'll send stuff that's not right for me. I'll send it to other labels. I'll give them the contact. They'll be like, yo, this would be great for like Let There Be House, or this would be good for like, I don't know, whatever the genre is, better suited for. But like, maybe go for those guys.
Yeah, it can be a little demoralizing as an artist. You feel like Susan said, like, you have this label. Sometimes you made a track for this label. They say no, and you're like, fuck, what am I going to do now? But we all got to help each other.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, go ahead, Susan.
That's what a few years in the game will teach you. You can't, when the yeses aren't as sick and as special without the no's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Amen to that.
That is the biggest takeaway. If you were always, if every label said yes, it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be enjoyable. But it's the challenge.
Of course.
So sick.
Yeah, no, but it's like I've released on Tour Room recently.
Mm-hmm.
I had a nice little few releases of Tour Room, but then I could send them something else, and they'd be like, no. But that's how it is.
Yeah.
You're not always going to, just because you released them twice doesn't mean they're going to, like, even with some of my artists, just because they release an EP with me, they send me the new demo, they're all like, oh, listen to this. It might not be for me. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not as good as your I don't know. I just say it's whatever. Send it some,
Nobody has immunity. It's always moving. It's always
but I always try and give them constructive criticism, or to say, maybe we can do this or maybe do that.
Respect, love that, bro.
So
I
cool
love
what
that
you've done, though. So
I love that you're navigating people to other labels as well. We do the same. That's
oh yeah. No, definitely. I think it's important. Like, just at least show them that you're not shitting on them completely. You're like, yeah, wait, there's just someone else. A lot of times the other labels like thank you. They're like, I've had it. They're like, oh yeah, thanks for sending that person my way,
right,
or whatever. So,
I mean, you empower artists with this label. I think that's what makes upcoming labels like Hood Politics and Wildcard so special. We just talked to Koisten Klatch a few weeks ago. They just released on Hood Politics. You had them on. No Pants Party. They're blowing up. Shout out to those ladies. Dead Space. Kyle Kinch, I had him on the podcast. Dave Summit, I've had on the podcast before, man. Like, these are all people that, like, the bubble is about to pop. And I guess my question to you is, what is your biggest goal? Is it to empower artists? Is it to give these guys a platform?
I mean, I love discovering new talent. I would say, for me personally, I think Brazil and Russia have some incredible newcomers. Like, some of the demos I get sent, I'm just like, wow. Like, even like new sounds.
Brazil's got it going on.
I'm just like, yeah, but like, I'm oh god, like I think there's a guy called Danek. He sent me a demo last week, but it's just like, I don't know. I would say, it's like tech house, but it's almost like a little bit progressive, a little bit like 2007, like progressive house going on in there. I'm like, dude, this shit's sick. And I keep playing. I play. That's what I love about Twitch. Like, when I do my Sunday, I don't care if this track is out, released, or whatever. Even if it's a demo that might be coming out in 6 months, I'll play it. Just want to get people to hear it. And like, it's good to read the comments and stuff. But obviously I'd love to do wildcard shows and tours and stages, and like No Pants Party. I met them at my last gig in LA.
Really?
That's where I met them.
That's amazing.
They played before me. It was at a club. It was on just off Sunset. What's it called?
Was it a rooftop place? The rooftop of the pool?
No. They do like reggaeton during the week, and station 106.
Station X or whatever.
Station something. I can't remember. but yeah, that's where I met the girls, and then we just we got chatting, and then obviously Wildcard started, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna send you a demo, and then obviously we've collabed a few times. We actually we just did a collab. It's coming out end of the month. We did a remix for More Than Friends and Victor Bari.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Michael just showed me that shit.
Yeah. I literally just
ridiculous. That baseline is out of control. That's gonna do fucking numbers, bro.
Yeah, so we did that remix. No, that's cool, man. That's what I like about all these new artists. A lot of them are hungry, so like I hit them up for a collab. Say like let's collab. Like that's what I did with Jack Stee with this EP. So like the Turn Me Up was actually more his song, and the other one was my idea. And then he was like, okay, well, I've got this one and you got that one. Let's just work on it together.
Really?
And then like he's super talented. Like Jax is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I can send him a half-ass idea. Then the next day he'd be like, here you go, finished.
Turn Me Up was more him and you were more all the time?
All the time was a track I had sitting around that I didn't like. I did like it, but it wasn't, it just wasn't finished. And I was like, I just needed someone else to fuck around with it. And then I sent it to him. He had Turned Me Up. Then, it's like what, a lot of times when you get a collaboration, and a lot of people don't realize is when you get a collaboration, you don't actually have to change so much. It might just be a few tweaks and, effects and just like maybe even arrangement.
Right.
So bit where I would Turn Me Up, it was so good. I was just like, well, yeah, okay, I'll add a little bit to it, but it didn't need much. But the other one needed more work, definitely.
Both incredible tracks. And and shout out to Jack D. I went through his discography over the past couple of days. I mean, he's had so much success on his own. He's been grinding over the past 5 years, big releases on Wildcard, House of Hustle, Space Invaders, Desert Hearts. I mean, just to name a few. So
yeah, no, he's very talented. He's my little secret weapon. Like literally, I'm like, no, because he's hungry. So I'm like, if I have a remix to do, or like something on the label, he's just like, yo, he just wants it. So I'm just like, yo, let's do this remix for this guy. Let's do this for that. So he,
you just had this awesome remix on his release on Bike Noir. What was it?
For Lexley.
Yes, that is a fire track.
Groove Machine.
Yes,
that EP was amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. And I definitely had some Hood Politics vibes too. Like we get that sort of energy in that track that we're getting on this EP.
Well, he hit me up. I didn't really no offense to Lexley. I didn't really know who Lexley was. Yeah. He hit me up. He's like, oh, can we do this remix together for Lexley? He's got, he's quite big. So I looked him up. I was like, all right, cool. And then we just, I like it because it's kind of got that house. It's like a house vibe, but then it kind of builds up into this like techie kind of like acid kind of thing as well. So it's like heavy, but it's not. It's like it's kind of as I think we kind of like complimented the title of the song. Groove Machine is more of like a funky kind of groove, and it kind of has because you got to remember Jax he plays in like some live bands as well.
Does he?
I think so. Yeah, I've seen it on his social media. Like he performs like I think he does like the keyboards and samples.
He's a musician.
He's a proper musician. Like, so like
we're just a few wedding DJs here.
Yeah.
Was there some live elements that he recorded in that track? I really love that. There's like a lot of like funk guitar and like elements.
I think I think on the
Turn Me Up is rock and roll house. I don't know if that's a new genre.
It is. Dude, those keys, dun, dun.
Dude, and that build up is so fucking juicy, man. Like a fresh squeeze orange. I loved that shit.
No, that's I would love to take credit, but like Jax is the musical G here when it comes to that. I mean, the only thing I can play is like the fucking sampler and fucking like
he's a super weapon.
Like, you know what I mean? So
great track.
My cat is next to me sleeping.
Oh,
I should wake her up really, because what she does every night at 4 a.m. is like she starts like wanting something. She's not even 1 year old yet, so I'll let her off.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
No, let me grab her. I'll bring her on the screen.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
You can meet Rosie. You can meet Rosie.
Wow.
Rosie, say hello.
Good morning.
It's like a leopard.
There it is. Get that one framed. Get that one framed. That's for promo, right? That's for promo right there.
That'll be the cover.
That's the promo shot right there for sure.
She's gonna sleep in my arms now while I talk to you.
Oh, perfect. Wow. I would sleep in your arms right now too. It looks so comfortable over there. Nice.
She's so tired. I think she's gonna sleep.
Oh,
okay. We can talk. It's fine.
Don't put on "Turn Me Up" then, because it's gonna fucking wake her up, man. But seriously, I just want to unpack this EP a little bit more, Sam, because
go for it.
It's incredible. Like I said, like I don't even know, when I heard "Turn Me Up," I was like, I'm hearing guitar, I'm hearing perks, I'm hearing like just so many different elements. The bass line, you fucking did such a great job on this bass line, because a lot of bass lines, right, like they're continuous, they'll go into the next frame, phase, whatever it is. But this one, you get that hard stop, almost like a Ghost moment, and then it kicks off again, and it just has this movement about it that I know is going to do work on the dance floors.
So
that was Jax who did the bass line.
Yeah, Jax pretty much sent it to me. It didn't need much. Like I just kind of like added more of the effects and just beefed it up really on the drums.
Mm-hmm.
But he had pretty much laid it down. And it's same with the other one, like I forget the name of my name of my fucking songs. And then he just basically finished it off. It was like a really rough demo. I had the vocal down. It was like, but he kind of like remixed it a lot. Yeah. So if I played you how it originally was, you'd be like, oh, okay. But he did his thing, man.
Underground lyrics too. I love those tech house underground lyrics on that too. Like, sometimes when I hear these releases coming out of Hood Politics, I like go into the mind of DJ Susan, and I'm like, oh, I bet he was like fucking send that shit, because it's a good track, man. But all the time, I'm so glad that you made this one, honestly, because I like it a little bit more. I'm kind of in a B-side so far for anybody that's releasing on EPs. This is a really cool track, because I thought it was actually Jax, because I got a little bit of Desert Heart vibes a little bit, or some of his releases.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I played you the original, that I had original, like when I sent it to him, I basically was just like, dude, just fucking do what you want with this. I'm sick of it. I was like, sorry, my cat is, she's like, nah, I want to lie over there. Go.
Oh, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
No, she's fine. She's like, I need my space. Sometimes when you're just so sick of something, you're just like, dude, do what you want with it. Just completely just fucking do you. Of course. And when he sent it back to me, I was just like, yeah, man. Like he did his thing. He did his thing.
Yeah.
It's a shame he couldn't be here to fucking talk about it.
I know.
I don't know where he is.
He is in Russia. Can I be honest? I wasn't sure if he could get on Zoom.
He's probably what time is it over there? My wife is Russian, so I'd know he's probably
9 p.m.
It's 10 p.m. Yeah. But really, I think it's got his I don't know how good his English is, really.
What time they go to bed in Russia? They don't sleep there, right?
No. He
just make tech house all day.
Oh yeah, man. Like seriously, some of the talent, like there's a guy called Get Cozy. I just started an EP of his. You got what's his name as well? There's another guy I released recently. You got Jax. You got No Hopes. You got Get Cozy. I always need to look at my computer. You've got too many fucking releases going on.
Well, I'll tell you what. Me and Sherm are gonna fucking hop in and send you a fucking banger and ode to the connection. Yeah.
No, definitely. Like, oh no, it's annoying me now. The guy, he released on Dirty Bird, and that's how I found him. And he did a remix. What's that?
Recently?
Yeah, no, let me find it. What's his name? It's going to annoy me now. So I'm just looking on my computer.
I mean, I guess...
Keto Boy, that's it. Keto Boy.
Oh, yeah. I seen that name.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of guys out there, man, just killing it. They're literally, and they're just like, I like their style. There's like, they don't really give a fuck about trends or like, if anything, should be a bit like Brazil, really. I mean, I think Brazil go for more, they tend to go more straight for they want to, slap you around the head and like, yo, this is a banger. Where Russia is, the Russian guys, they want to maybe do a little bit different, They want to be like a little bit experimental. Cause I've even got some minimal like tech stuff coming on the label. I signed this guy, Outcode. He's from Brazil. Mm-hmm. And actually one of the tracks on the Get Cozy EP that's coming it's like minimal kind of, I would say techno. I don't know what it is.
Minimal.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. So I didn't really care what genre it is. I was like, I like it. I'm gonna play it. It's all good.
Oh yeah,
you know?
That's what it's all about right there. If it sounds good.
Yeah. But you know, and I'm sorry I can't go in more depth about all these. You know when you've done so much recently, and like you just try to remember the fucking session and how it came about. You're just like, trying to wreck my brain here.
I mean, all we need to know is that these tracks are awesome. These tracks are special, Sam. I mean, and shout out to you and Jax, dude, because like, I mean, and it's just so cool for me to be a part of this, is joining, Hood Politics as kind of this just podcast moderator and working with Steven and everybody else, More Than Friends and Nutty. And then to see you, this just incredible legend who's built up so much. DJ George Clooney's wedding, so casual, not casual. And
So
it is what it is, though, right?
Yeah, but it's just like, it's really, really cool. And Steven said it, like, there's really only 1 degree of separation sometimes in the music industry, especially in house. And it's just so special to see these upcoming labels like Wildcard, like Hood Politics, like Rossum, like Deep Root, right? Like, these are people that are not following any rules and just not pigeonholing themselves. And it's just so cool. So congratulations to you on such an incredible EP, man.
Yeah, no, it's funny because like literally I was just looking at my releases. Like, so like the next one is by, I think, you got Selco Bounce. And then you got, I think after Selco, you got like my friend DJ Laura and this guy James Geary, and it's like a super chill deep house tune. So people are going to be like, oh, okay. It's like, I've gone from like up there to like, no, just going to chill out for a minute. Just chill it for a minute and then you get back into it.
Yeah, right.
But she sent me, that's a funny one because she sent me the track and she's an old friend of mine because she's from London originally. Yeah. And she's like, do you like this? And I was like, yeah, I love it. And I was like, I'm not sure if it's Wildcard, but I really like it. And I'm like, fuck it, let's just release it because I like it.
Yeah.
It's one of those tunes. It's like, especially for now during the pandemic, during this whole pandemic thing, and the track's called I Want to Be Happy. And it's an original song, original like music, vocals, everything, So the guy singing on it is a guy called James Geary that she knows because she lives in between Virgin Islands and like New York and London. Mm-hmm. So she met, I think, James on the islands. And I just wanted to showcase that side of. I think I've done it as well on some of the compilations where I try and throw in the odd, curveball, like, oh, here's a vocal track. Oh, here's a funky disco thing.
Keep it interesting.
I mean, I love my bangers as much as everyone else, but sometimes you got to like showcase other things as well.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Steven, what did you originally think when you heard this EP? What was the thought?
I fucking loved it. I loved it. Like you were saying, it's nice to have that range and not always be putting out the bangers. Like, we love the bangers. There's no doubt about that. But to have something that's kind of like a sick little transition that also has that energy as well, that you can play like, it's fun to experiment with different, like, I guess, sounds and subgenres in your set too, because it kind of throws people for a loop. But the shit that you guys sent, the turn up EP, like, those are 2 bangers you can play in the beginning of the set, middle set, or end, and it's just gonna flow perfectly. And it's fun and it's unique and it's got that tech house energy, but it's also kind of got that like sick little progressive groove to it that's really like unique. And that's that. Well, I heard that with Michael. We were at his house and he was like, you gotta hear this Vanilla Ace, Jax D. And I was like, we put it on and I was like, yeah, this is fucking hot. I just heard that first drop and I was like, sick. And I kind of locked into the groove and I was just like, it made me feel like it brought out some real positive, just feel good emotions. And I was like, I fuck with that. I love that the energy is making me feel this way with the music. And I feel like that's super special. Like, it's, I don't know, I kind of just painted like a picture in my head, like a scene, like me, you, the boys fucking on the beach, like fucking having the time of our life, just such good vibes. Like,
I do like that turn me up intro. I mean, we made it that way. So when you mix it, you'd be able to mix it over like the ending of another song or a loop. So it's kind of like builds, and then it kind of kicks in.
I added that in my, I just did a spotlight mix for data transmission and I put that in it. I was like, this mix is so fucking sick. I stood up and started dancing when that shit dropped. That was like one of the tracks that got me up out of my chair.
If there's one thing I'm strong at is especially like arrangement and just making things DJ kind of friendly in that aspect where, because you want, I love tracks like that where you got like a long like vocal kind of like loop and you can like mix it well over other tracks and it goes
That's the DJ at heart right there. That's the DJ at heart right there. He wants to build that energy.
To the mashups, man. We're getting the best of both worlds with that.
Definitely. I remember when I released on Ministry of Sound, some guy had just track Commotion on Ministry and had no vocal on the track. And then like all these, because it was on Ministry, obviously went out to like a wider audience than I would usually expect. Mm-hmm. And all these kids would be sending me mashups of the track with vocals on it. And I'd be like, yeah, this is sick. I'd be like, then I sent it to Ministry. I'd be like, yo, this guy's done a mashup with like Kia, My Neck, My Back on it. We should put it out. And the guy, and like Ministry would not respond. They'd be like, and I can understand why now. I'm like, really? You want to put like My Neck, My Back on radio, daytime radio? Like, really? I'm like, yeah, true, maybe not.
That's okay.
But, you know, I played one of them on Twitch. I think I do like a raid train every Sunday. And I did this kind of like, I did like a Baltimore house, blog house, kind of like this hip house kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. So I threw that in the mix on there and stuff, you know.
Where can we find you on social media and all these Twitch channels and stuff for the people?
On Twitch, it's just DJ Sam Young.
Okay.
So I treat that as, so don't be alarmed if you tune in one day and find me playing, you know, hip hop and stuff. But I do. Yeah, no, but I treat it like, as I said, I treat it like a radio station. So each day is different. So, you know, just showcasing all my different music loves. Social media is usually Vanilla Ace 1. And then the label Wildcard is easy. Just I think there's only one. I've kind of put Wildcard and Vanilla Ace together on SoundCloud and Instagram. Mm-hmm. I just didn't want to do the whole start a separate label thing for, you know, for Wildcard.
Yeah,
it's a one-stop shop.
But to be honest with you, like this Wildcard thing, it's kind of giving me I wouldn't say. I was kind of getting I hate to say it, I was kind of getting a little bit bored of doing the whole Vanilla Ace thing. You know how it can go sometimes. You just like,
yeah, there's dead moments, of course.
Not dead moments, but I was having more fun doing my Sammy Deuce stuff, which is on my disco Jack in House, and I was fucking like, I find it so easy to make those tunes.
Yeah.
I find it so easy. It's like, you know, I just find a cool like obscure disco thing or sample.
Yeah.
I go and like, you know, then, you know, and, you know, I have labels, those labels in that world, that disco Jack and House world, they ask me for music. Then, give us some Sammy Deuce stuff. And I'm like, yeah, cool. But I don't really have labels knocking on the door saying, give me Vanilla Ace stuff.
Right.
You know, so I was like, well, you know, the Sammy Deuce stuff's going well. Like last year in Track Source, like I was like end of year artist, Sammy Deuce did like fucking incredible. For me, I thought it was really good. And then, Vanilla Ace did okay as well. And then, but with Wildcard, I don't know, just give me this bit of new lease of life because you've got a bigger kind of like team around you of all this new artists and like hungry talent that's like kind of helping push the machine along. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fun.
It's fun. It's fun. It's kind of giving me a new lease of like, oh, okay, like this is actually happening. This is that people actually like what I'm doing here. Okay, good.
I feel like we're talking to you at a moment in your career where like, okay, Vanilla Ace is doing really well. I don't care what you say, man. And it's blowing up.
I can see that. I can feel that as well, bro. It's so special how accountable, like, you know, running a label and kind of doing something bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
And it motivates you so hard and it pushes you to be a better person in all aspects. I mean, especially for me, like,
yeah,
I completely understand what you're saying. Like there's those times where like the spark gets a little low and you get overwhelmed and you're like, okay, what's going on? But then you're like, dude, I'm literally giving that spark to so many other producers and so many other people that need that. That's so fucking priceless to me. That's the most special thing. And that's why I give you props, is because I see you doing that. I see, you know, all these big labels, you know, really only catering to the big dogs. And that's fine. Like more power to them, but it's refreshing to see, you know, somebody else tag along and be like, dude, like, it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. If you have one follower or a million, like, if your music's dope, I'm going to support.
And you collaborated with them too. You don't just release, like, you want to like work with them more.
Yeah. No, definitely. No, I did. I signed the track. I think it was this week. It was like, it was a guy I released on one of the compilations. His name's Chris Wow. And then he sent me, like, I don't really usually do the piano house thing, but he sent me a demo. This really nice kind of like piano house, kind of big, really nice high energy house tune.
Right.
But like a cool, like this label called Summarized picked up the track this week. It's like the perfect summer record. And I was like, I'm like, it's good for him because these guys do parties in the UK. If he ever comes over here, like after this pandemic is over, there's a gig there for him as well. You know what I mean? So it's win-win for him.
When are we linking up? When are we linking up for the first wild card hood politics party, bro?
Dude, I'm ready, man. Like literally, I'd love to take wild card on the road. That's what I'm saying with that. The whole new lease of life thing. It's like it's all good. With Vanilla Ace, I did Brazil. Like during the peak G House years, I did Brazil like 20 times.
I miss G House Vanilla Ace. I miss G House Vanilla Ace.
I'm not going to talk about G House because I think there's lots of bastardized versions of it out there at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into it. I've got friends of mine that make it and they can do what they want to do, whatever.
Right.
But a lot of it is fucking cheesy as fuck. I'm not going to go there. But yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for G House, you wouldn't have a lot of this, like a lot of these people putting like these, the rap vocals and how they put the vocals over tech house.
Yeah, that's true.
That came from G House. G House kind of birthed that. Before that, even Disclosure did it at one point. They fucking did that rap tune. I can't remember what it's called now. But you know what I mean? G House kind of like inspired a lot of people are still kind of making that techie kind of like, I'd say like Chris Lake Fisher.
Yeah.
It really comes from that. I'd say in Brazil bass kind of started that, the whole Illusionize vibe. It kind of, that kind of, I would say, birthed that whole, movement in a way. Because I remember being in Brazil when all those tunes are kicking off. And then obviously being from the UK, there was a moment when, I think it was like This Ain't Bristol and all those guys, they'd put out some incredible, like that. I think one of the first labels I know, they put out that kind of, it was like G House, but it's a bit more techie, it's a bit more edgy. Then Dirty Bird did a few, obviously with Sheba and everything.
Confession picked up a lot of that
Confession.
Stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of like, it went from being like this kind of like, I don't know, jokey, I don't know, a lot of people didn't take G House seriously, then it kind of like birthed all this other stuff afterwards. People they're like, oh, I like what they're doing. I'm just going to kind of take that element and put it on this.
That's production, baby.
Yeah. Hip house is, sorry to interrupt. Hip house, I always say this to you, hip house is not a new thing. But you can't compare like what G House was doing or what hip house is very different. Hip house was like someone rapping over, Gypsy women or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was that kind of vibe.
Speaking of hip house, where was your head at with Damn Hot? Because that's my fucking favorite Vanilla Ace track.
Oh, Damn Hot. Well, that again, there's a collaboration. Like, they sent me the demo, and they're like, "Yeah, I got these original vocals from these guys in Vegas," and I was like, "Oh, this is sick." And then I just finished it off, and then
is sick, bro. I love that. I feel like that style hasn't been done since that. It's so simple, just like a sick little groove over like a nice little bassy beat line, bouncy shit. That was hot.
Nothing against Safe Music, but that's like another one. I think I must have sent that to Defected or someone, and they're just like, I was like, okay.
Idiot.
I don't know. It's what it. No, I mean, no, it did well. It did well on on Traxsource and all those. I think the B side of that was I think I preferred the B side to that. That was I sampled a Montour Jordan thing. I think it was What You Want or something. I sampled a Montour Jordan. I like it. Track on there. You might have to bleep that bit out because I might be able to use it against me.
Okay, you let us know.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
You know what's still like one of my favorites from you though is your Goosebumps remix that like really fucking did super well. I remember I saw a video of Patrick Topping playing it and I was like, where is this coming from? I saw Marco Carolla played it, and then I don't even know how this happened, but you were, I think, in a Country Club Disco, the Golf Clap guys Facebook group. You posted it in there, and I was like, wow, like God might be real because I've been looking for this track for 2 fucking years, and you Vanilla Ace, post the link, and I'm like, wow. But that is what like Susan's talking about. Like you did something totally unique that.
Well, a lot of people did other versions of it after I did. I don't know if I was the first one to do it, but I've
did it well.
Okay, and I've heard many other versions afterwards. I'm not going to say they're better or worse, but some are really good. They're different.
Yeah,
but I remember, like, I think that comes from me being, like a music fan and hearing that, And
I love Travis Scott too. So you
I remember hearing that track, and I just
struck
remember
a nerve.
It was. I just loved obviously the hook. I was playing it, I think, in my open format sets, and then I was just like, someone needs to fucking remix this.
Yes, And now look at that fucking what are they calling it? Slap house. This bass, this Iman Beck shit. You know what I'm talking about? I think you were
slap house. What's that?
That Brazilian slap.
Yeah,
slap
it's like
house.
Boom 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 boom, and they have like a Goosebumps one that's like racking up millions of plays on Spotify, and I'm like,
really?
Noah Ace made a better fucking remix of this. FYI, all you fucking Spotify listeners out there.
Oh wow! I should actually try and get my version on Spotify. I should try.
You just do it, DistroKid it, see if it works. I've tried it a few times. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, I know, but I think when you do that, you have to obviously give the credit to the artist, so they get their publishing and stuff. But obviously, you just I'm not sure. I need to look into that. I would love it to be on streaming.
Sherm will just have you do the vocals, bro.
Dude, I could rap the whole thing, but I'm not gonna do that right now.
Actually, no. Someone did do. I'm sorry, Glasgow Underground. I think someone did do a really bad cover version of it recently.
Kevin loves the re fucking edits, bro. He's all over.
Yeah, no. Most of them are good, but when I heard that Goosebumps one, I was like, you can't replicate that.
No.
You can't. Sorry, you can't.
Sorry,
you can't do it. There's some, like I've done, like the two things I released on Spinning Deep were sample replays. Like
Always.
One, like Whistleblower. Some like I did the Jules Santana thing of a whistle, and then but the way there's these guys called like for producers out there, if you want to get your sample replayed sounding fucking amazing, there's guys called Scorchio. Just Google them. Not that cheap, but fucking worth it.
Okay. Noted.
They're called Scorchio, SCORCHAIO. Yeah.
I like that.
So Scorchio. So when that was another. Yeah, that was a great. I love that track still, actually. And I love reading the comments on the Spinning Deep page about that. People are like, "Oh, this is from like Fast and Furious or something." What, Vanilla Ice is making house music? I'm like, yeah, man. I tell you the funniest story. So once I was playing at the basement in the Edition Hotel in Miami, right? And it was coming up to that gig, and obviously I had like a big PR machine at the time behind me in America and stuff. When you do these big US tours, you got to spunk a bit of cash on getting the fucking PR.
Of course. And
so this Miami journalist was set on Vanilla Ice presenting me at this gig.
Oh.
He wanted Vanilla Ice to come down to the gig and basically get on the mic and say, "Yeah, big up," because he was like, "Vanilla Ice really likes what you're doing. He doesn't think it's offensive. He's cool." And I was like, I said, "No disrespect, but no, this is not going to happen.
Don't need that to happen."
I'm like, you just don't get it. It's not that serious. This is it's like a jokey name.
Yeah.
But I'm making kind of semi-serious music. And I don't need Vanilla Ice to make a mockery of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
At all. Like, but so many times it happened, like, "Oh, you're a fan of Vanilla Ice." I'm like, fucking hell. It's like, do you go and, it's like, you don't go and ask Hot Since 82 stupid questions. Like, why is he called Hot Since 82? Were you hot in 81? What about 79? What about 83? Why it's like Fatboy Slim, but you're not fat though. Like, it's so stupid. It's like, why take it? It's like they don't get it. It's like
people are stupid.
They are stupid. It used to bother me so much, and I used to be like, "Fuck me!" Like, are people that dumb? It's like, it's
the answer is yes.
It's like camel fat. Do you like camels? Why are you called camel fat?
Yeah, God.
Like, seriously, eats everything. Oh, but you are fat, so you eat everything. You do eat everything.
His name makes sense.
Really?
His name does make sense.
But no offense, man. That sounded really bad. But you know what I'm saying?
I understand. You're good. You're good. I don't know if he'll see this.
they might, but
they
no
might.
Offense.
Yeah.
They might see it. But anyways, no offense. I'm just saying that people just take shit way too slow. But this journalist, he would not take no for an answer. It's like, "Yeah, but it'd be so cool and it'd be so good for the press." And I was like, "Nah, bro. No, it's not happening."
You at least partied with them though, right?
Oh,
have you met Vanilla Ice?
No. Never met.
That's the time that the world.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
We could use that handshake. That'd be.
No, but I remember even once in Brazil, like some guy playing before me, he started playing some new disco version of Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Is that your walk-up song?
And I was like, no, but it's just like, I laughed, but I was just like, I don't. I was like, dude, you just ruined your set.
You're like, wait, do you like Vanilla Ice, or is this just a name?
I don't.
The one song, yeah, the one song.
Yeah, dude, like,
nah, fuck you.
No, don't get me wrong. If I'm doing a wedding and then like the client specifically says, "Oh yeah, you throw it in the mix," I will. I don't give a fuck. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up on that song, of course.
Right.
When MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice was massive, like me and my friends would have dance-offs, like who was the best fucking hip hop dancer, always standard. But like, I remember in Brazil particularly, some guy played it before I came on. I was like, dude, man, like literally, I was like DJ Khaled. I was just like, you just played yourself. You know, that's so whack.
Oh, you just played yourself. You got DJ Khaled by Vanilla Ice.
No, but it's just like but it's just kind of like you had a good setup until that point. You just ruined it.
He's like, it was for you. It was for you, bro. Get the fuck out.
I was like, nah, man, that's for you, not me.
Wait, Sam, let's talk about one thing real quick.
Yeah.
2 years ago, we had you booked in San Diego on your birthday, and that shit was going to be bonkers, bro. I was very much looking forward
What
to
happened?
fucking raging with you. I think something came up and you couldn't make it.
Really?
DJ.
It was at our residency at Side. It was at a residency at Sidebar. I think you're working with Sleeping Giant in San Diego.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I don't know.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We were
yeah, these things happen.
Yeah, we got you here now, but we were like, oh shit, we're about to have.
I'm still with Sleeping Giant, man.
Birthday in San Diego.
No, definitely.
I
can't remember what happened. Maybe something did come up.
Hangover, bro. Save yourself.
You know what it is? What it is usually, because usually in the summer for me is like wedding season. It literally is like, you know. So for me to come to America to do a show, if there's not other shows surrounding one show, it's kind of as I think any other European artist will tell you, it has to be kind of cost effective to come over.
Yeah.
For a weekend, or you know what I mean. You can't just come over to like, obviously if you're going to cover flights and all that other stuff, and you got to get there. Yeah. You know, for usually, I think in past, if it's like 3-4 shows minimum, then you're good. But like, unless you're Jamie Jones or, you know, my favorite Eats Everything, you're going to be making loads of money.
Well, we'll get a Chicago pit stop then. Chicago to San Diego, man.
That's what I'm saying. But if you're the big artist, you can easily go to LA, do one show for 20-30 grand, bounce home. Yeah. But for the lesser known names, you're only making like maybe 2 grand, 3 grand. Yeah. And it's, you know, a lot of these, especially in America, a lot of the fees are grounded fees.
So true.
You're like, you know, it's not always, you know. Any new artist will know. It's not, you know, you got to be smart about it. Definitely, you know.
Well, you throw me and Sherm on your guest list for the next wedding, and we'll fucking.
Oh no, definitely, no. But I can't wait to be. I can't wait to be coming back to America, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. Get the whole gang together. It's been such a productive year for everybody. 2020.
Yeah.
And like we've been so in touch, but out of touch with each other, and all the plans got canceled. All the meetups have gone away temporarily. But when that shit and the light at the end of the tunnel, baby, is shining like this.
That's right.
We're coming, bro. Shout out Boris. Shout out Texas. Shout out fucking everybody, bro.
Definitely.
Like, when we come back, the sparks are going to be flying, and it's going to be pure passion, and we're going to be fucking raging. I can't wait for that.
I can't wait because I'm also, I mean, obviously, ever since this pandemic started, you know, your label's been growing, Wildcard's been growing, and obviously the connections are there. So once I can, you know, start touring again, I hope to be doing, you know, Wildcard show in Brazil, like Russia, America, Canada. I've got guys in Canada as well, you know, all over the shop. You know,
hell yeah.
We're all over it, bro. And we look forward to linking up with you on the shows and passing by for some fucking drinks or some chicken and waffles on tour.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I love San Diego, man. I love it. I've been there loads.
Slide out. We'll get you out to fucking Tulum. We'll do it all, bro.
Oh yeah. I did Tulum I didn't DJ there, but I did Tulum. I went there for a holiday with my wife at the beginning of 2020.
Dude,
Yeah, we went down there.
Come back and come hit me up. Let's link.
Yeah, we did. I've actually got one DJ friend who's been out there since last year. He's just not coming home. He's like, fuck it, I'm staying out there.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure how the visa situation works, but he's just like, nah. He's got like a residency now. He's playing
under the radar.
If you're spending money, they do not want you to leave. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. I think Tulum is like how it is for us over here with Dubai. Like all the English just go to Dubai and like it's fucking. They're like, I'm not going back to London. They stay in Dubai. All the rich Americans go to Tulum.
We gotta get Dubai. I just got news that we've officially lost James from Salardo to Dubai. He's never coming back.
No,
I think that's true.
He's there. He's there forever, bro.
Yeah, I just saw today he posted he's going back to the UK, but that
is he? Oh my God! Sound the alarm.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's been there a long time. He's been there a long time. Yeah. I think MK was out there for a while. Like literally, when I went to Dubai, so we had this little period window last year where we were allowed to travel. So me and the wife went, "Oh, fuck it." We gave the cat to a cat sitter. We went to Dubai for like 8 days, and it was actually perfect timing because like a couple of weeks when we came back, they started fucking around again with like where you could go to and stuff. We're like,
I'd love to go there. That sounds sick.
Dude,
Dubai, Dubai's. I'll be honest. For us Europeans, like we go. Dubai is like I don't know. It's like if you're in New York and you go to Miami or something,
Yeah.
So I've been going to Dubai to DJ since 2007.
Shit.
Yeah. So I've seen Dubai go from literally next to nothing, looking like like Vegas.
Yeah.
Like a couple of buildings in the desert to like what it is now. Like Dubai is.
That's wild.
No, I've done some Vanilla Ice gigs out there. Like it's beautiful, man. You got like it's like open air. If you like open air clubs, you'll be in heaven.
Yeah, I love.
It's fucking good. Like there's one club out there. I did a gig. I did a Vanilla Ice gig, and then I went to what's the name of the club now? It's gonna annoy me. But it was like it was one of those melodic techno guys was playing, and it was all outdoors, and it's just it's special. It was a special special club.
Lamborghinis everywhere.
Yeah, they ball crazy over there, but they're very. I wouldn't say they're like culture. There's not much culture there, if you know what I'm saying.
Just a big money pit.
It's a big money pit. It's like obviously there is culture for the original people that started, who lived where Dubai is.
Right.
But now it's just like so many different nationalities there, and every week is a new street and a new building and a new this. It's desert, you know what I mean? Like when you go out there, you're lit. Like I've been out in the desert. Like on my last trip, I went out in the desert with the wife. We went on one of those like Jeep safari things, and she'd never done it before, but I'd done it, so she'd never really seen the desert. And it's beautiful. Yeah. But you're literally when you go outside the city, you're like in the distance, you just see this massive like
plenty of room to build. Yeah.
They're expanding like crazy. They got space. They're clever because they literally all they can do is just go outwards. That's it.
God.
It's a bit like Vegas, but on crack.
We're so out there.
But obviously, like I'd say, but obviously Dubai hasn't got gambling yet, but I think it's coming.
Sick.
I think that's the next move over there. They're going to have gambling legalized and stuff.
It's time to get Vanilla Ace at the casino, baby.
Oh man, don't take me to a casino. I remember on my last Vanilla Ace Vegas gigs. I actually I ended up sneaking off and doing 2 Sam Young gigs at Omnia. I opened up for Afrojack at Omnia.
What?
It's fucking hilarious.
Fuck yeah.
So I think it was 2016. So at the time, one of my old London Connects, he was working at Omnia now. So I was like, I'm doing my Vanilla Ice tour, but I'd love to come and play in Vegas for you.
Yeah.
So it's like, then he put me in touch with the guy, the resident DJ, and he's like, do you want to open and close for Afrojack? And this is like peak Afrojack EDM.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, I can't play my Vanilla Ice stuff really. It's not heavy enough. So I had to I did throwback. I went and did like old, electro house, progressive house stuff. The good stuff from like, the good old Dirty South stuff. And
of course.
All that kind of vibe. But he loved it. He actually, and the funny thing is, I'd done one of my very first Vanilla Ice remixes was on Afrojack's label. So when he obviously I didn't get to speak to him, when he comes on, I had to step off and he had to come in and do the whole, presentation.
Yeah.
So, but as I went back on afterwards, I said, by the way, I'm Vanilla Ace. And he nearly lost his mind. He's like, you're Vanilla Ace? He's like, oh shit, dude. He's like, he can't believe it.
That's amazing.
And he said, and he's like, you play this stuff as well? I said, dude, I'm just doing what I got to do, man. But, I had to play an Omnia. The club is sick. I had to do it.
That club is so fucking sick. Probably one of the sickest clubs in the world.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I'd love to see some proper DJs in there, though.
Yeah.
No, just no.
Not young, baby.
Yeah, not just disrespecting what they do, but like I'd love to see I don't know,
Hot Since 82.
Yeah, Hot Since 82, or Jazzy Jeff or fucking A-Track or those guys. That's like
I got you.
Proper even like a glitter box party in there or something.
Oh, that would be sick.
You know what I mean? Just like something like proper in there. Not so it's not Vegas,
Right.
Soon enough, brother. The gates are opening. We're out there.
Something for the music heads. Even like a Dirty Bird night or something,
Mm-hmm.
No, fuck that. Hood Poly wild card.
You know what I'm saying? Just something that would bring the masses,
That would be ridiculous.
That's what
we could host. No, trust me, dude. They got another room that holds like 1,000 people. We could just do that instead. Sorry.
Done. Let's do it, bro.
And they got a terrace as well. The terrace is sick.
Yeah,
the terrace is ridiculous.
Terrace is all right. You heard it here first. We're coming to Vegas
first.
They should do it, man. I really don't understand why those big clubs. I know they got to make money and stuff, but I think if they did like a proper like lineup, they'd fucking smash it.
For sure. We'll get it going out there for sure. Yo, Sam, let the world know on some signing off messages about the fucking EP coming out Friday, bro.
Oh man, I'm super excited to have the tracks come out. It's a big collaboration between me and Jax D. I've got to give him more props because he definitely did his thing. Shame he can't be here to speak as well. And I feel like I'm speaking for him, but wherever he's going to see this afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, make sure you check out Jax D. He's super talented. He's releasing some great music, obviously, on Hood Politics. He's doing a lot of stuff with me this year on Wildcard.
Yep.
We've probably done 3-4 remixes that are coming out. Yeah, man, I was super hyped to get the tracks out. Cool. I was super happy when we made them. And we just, when you guys, obviously I did that stuff for you guys last year, the remix. So when you guys took this, I was like, great. And the artwork is amazing. So yeah, it's all good.
It feels good to be coming back to Hood Poly.
Yeah, definitely. And I love the name as well. It's such a cool name for a label.
It's such a sick name, bro. If you want to dive into
who came up with that?
Dude, do yourself a favor, pour yourself a drink, and listen to my interview with Sherm. When we first connected, I tell the whole story, bro. You'll love it, man.
Oh, cool.
It's classic. It's classic. Yeah, we'll shoot it over to you.
Yeah, no, definitely drop me the email link. Definitely.
Yeah, we're super hyped to have you back, bro. What an absolute honor. We are in the presence of greatness, physically.
Maybe later in the year we can have a DJ Susan remix.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, bro. Hit me up. I'm always down, bro. Me and Sherm will hop on a remix for Wildcard. Hey,
yeah. It's good. Yeah, you can pick. You do one of the tracks, and we get someone else to do one of the other tracks.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Later in the year, like I don't know,
Yeah, bro. I know that release schedule's stacked, but we're ready to go, bro. It's all about collaboration, bro. No competition. No, definitely. Only collaboration.
Oh no, of course, man. It's always I always love seeing my peers do well, and all that. It's good.
Sam, you're truly an inspiration to me. Chicago loves you, by the way, and it's just been such a pleasure talking to you.
I love playing in Chicago, even though you're cold as fuck in the winter.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
My face. I remember the first time I did a Vanilla Ace gig in Chicago. I stepped out my hotel. And I think the wind factor, chill factor was crazy. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I know, but no, seriously. I've been to like some parts of Russia and stuff where it's like -20 and stuff. But that time in Russia, that time in Chicago, wow. That takes the win. That takes the win for the most cold my face has ever been.
We're built different. Yes. What can I say?
No, my hat goes off to you, but I don't know how you guys do it. Seriously.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But it's the home of house music, so I love playing there. I love playing in Chicago.
Man. That's right. Susie, you got to do some final words, man. Nobody does it better than you.
All right, Susie's final words. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not every day you're in the fucking presence of greatness like this. We're looking at Michael Jordan in his fucking prime right now. We're looking at George Foreman when he released the fucking George Foreman grill, baby. This is big shit. This is 2021 up to a head fucking start. This is Cool Runnings Jamaican bobsled team at the bottom of the last match, ready to fucking send it and get that big dub. This is motherfucking Vanilla Ace, Jax D, our boy, coming to Hood Poly this Friday with their outstanding Turn It Up EP.
Let's go.
Down, and if you're not there, then you're missing out because this is big shit. This is for the culture. This is for the fans. This is for the love of the music. Big Vanilla since 90 motherfucking 2 or before. Ready DJ extraordinaire turned absolute ledge, true pioneer. So honored, bro. What a fucking ledge. Sherm in the booth, Hood Poly. Release day, check-in, artist spotlight. Let's fucking go, baby.
Yeah, man.
So good.
Thanks for having me.
Sam, thank you for the time, man. You enjoy yourself out in London. We're going to see each other in person soon, okay?
No, definitely. I loved it. Thank you, guys.
No problem,
check out the EP. It's absolute fire, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support. Love it.
Yeah, buddy.
Peace,
love,
guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Bye, guys. In a bit.